How's it, guys? It's Calvin the Boss here. I hope you guys are doing well. Um, Today we're going to be discussing something that I've wanted to cover for quite some time now already, and it's something that I think a lot of people are afraid of doing, and that's basically the registration process of a business here in South Africa. So I've been on social media, and I've been on Gumtree as well, these various sites, and I've seen people advertise the registration process of a company, whereby they charge sometimes like anything between 2,000 rand up to like 9,000 rand just to register your company for you and to do the CIDB grading application on your behalf. And guys, I'm not knocking anyone. You are welcome to charge as much as you want to for your time, but I mean, come on, like, I don't think that you can charge someone 9,000 rand for a process that, even with applying for a CIDB grading, wouldn't normally cost you more than like 1,000 rand, inclusive of the rate that you would have to pay for the business registration. So I'm basically going to be going over how the actual registration works, and a few things that I can advise you guys on with my own experience. Guys, I'm also going to take the time to remind you guys to please remember to like, subscribe, and share this to anyone who you guys think might need help with regards to registering their business. We're here to help. I don't know everything. I don't admit to knowing everything, but I figured that if I can help someone, register their business, and with that give them an opportunity to be able to provide, why not? So yeah, let's start with this basically. So what's going to happen is that you are first going to go to or Google CIPC. You're going to find the website. By the way, CIPC stands for Companies and Intellectual Property Commission. This is going to be the guys you are going to be registering your company with. You're not going to use a third-party company to do this. You're going to go directly to the source. You're going to register yourself with them. They're going to require your ID number, your name, basic stuff like that. They will then provide you with a username, and you would have inserted a password. Once the registration process is complete, you are going to then log into your CIPC account. So once you log into the account, you cannot register your business immediately. This part of the process will basically be locked. So you would first have to basically EFT money into your account, which then unlocks the capability of being able to register your business. If I remember correctly, I think the actual rate for registration is something like 175 rand. Once you then go into that, you are then going to be given a reference number. That reference number you will then use whenever you make an EFT to them. So the first off EFT you're going to do to them is going to be for 200 rand, or how much ever the amount is for the actual business registration. Once the amount clears with them, you will then be given the opportunity to register your company. So throughout the process, they are going to ask you for multiple things, and to be entirely honest with you guys, I can't remember the order of it, but I will speak of the things that I can remember. So now they're going to ask you to pick a name for your business. So when you pick a name, guys, you're gonna have you're going to have 3 spots where you can type in like different names for your company. An important thing to remember is that you want to have these 3 names be a name that you want to put them firstly in order of the one you want the most. Second one will be the one that you'll accept after that, and the third one will be like the one that I'll just take it if that's like worst case scenario. What happens if they don't accept any of your 3 names? The reason why they wouldn't accept one of the 3 names is going to be because it's going to be another company that has a name similar to yours, or whichever one you chose. So what happens in that case is that then your company name would basically be your company's reference number. It's not a train smash. You can always go back to them at a later stage and then basically just choose a new name. However, they will charge you a fee for trying to re-register to your business registration number. So what you guys also have to remember is that you want to try and avoid let's just say, for example, you choose a name like Phantom Construction. So now you choose Phantom Construction and you make it PHANTON, right? Now you choose option number 2 as, okay, I still want Phantom Construction, but this time what I'll do is I'll make it Phantom Construction with the PH and then I'll do a phantom construction with a if, and then I'll add a 1, 2, 3 at the end of it. Guys, they're going to reject all three of your names. You have to try and choose names that are going to be different, because what will happen is that they will even reject your name purely because of it sounding very much similar to another company. So if there is a Phantom Civil Engineering somewhere in South Africa, and you choosing Phantom Construction, they'll reject it regardless, purely because the name sounds very similar. I've been through this. I can speak from experience on that. So yeah, after this, the process is done whereby you're going to select your name. You're then going to go to the second part, which is going to be where you decide on your shares. So my advice would be, pick the highest possible amount of shares that you can take, which in this case I think is 10,000. The reason why you're selecting 10,000 shares is because it makes it easier to divide the shares. So say for example now, you start the business on your own. About a year into the business, you're like, you know what, I want to partner up with this person, but I only want to give this person 30% of the company. It makes it easier for you to divide 10,000 shares, for example, into a 30% portion, in comparison to dividing 100 shares into a 30% portion. You can be more accurate with the shares. So rather select a larger amount of shares. In reality, it makes no difference. You still want to just be able to divide the shares at the most accurate possible way. After you've now inserted that, obviously if you're going to be having a shareholder from the get-go, you are then going to need that person's ID number, because you are going to have to insert that, and then you are also going to need obviously your own ID number as well. They are also going to request that you produce the ID number of someone that is close to you, so as to confirm. To my understanding, I think it's so that they can confirm that it actually is you that is doing the registration process, and also because they want to have someone to contact in case anything goes south. Then you are going to have to obviously type in your business address, and then you can also add in, I think you can add in a postal address if need be. I know that back in the day they used to actually reject your business registration if you did not have a landline. Thankfully enough, they have changed the process, realizing that a lot of South African areas are not privileged enough to have landlines, and landlines are frankly becoming something of the past. So yeah, you can now register your business even if you do not have a landline. Thereafter, after you've put in all of the information and stuff with regards to your registration process, you are then going to click submit. That is then going to send all the information off to them. They will then send you back a document, which is it will basically on the top, certificate issued by Commissioner and Companies and Intellectual Property Commission on Tuesday, or in my case it was on Tuesday, January 12, 2016. And it's basically a notice of incorporation, which will basically have all of your details on there as you've sent it to them. You will then sign this document, date it as well, send it back off to them, and then they are going to request a certified copy of your ID as well, which you can also scan and then send back off to them. In my case, literally 2 days after that, I received the SMS with my company registration number, and I received the email with my registration certificate, all of my company's details and so forth. Everything was basically sorted. I also got a letter which came from SARS, which basically stated that I had to furnish my details with him, which is to be expected. And just like that, guys, my business was registered. I went into SARS the next day, not actually the next day. The queue at SARS was ridiculous. I remember, I think I stood in like a SARS queue for the good part of like 4 hours to then only get to the front of the queue and then say that we're not gonna make it into the actual office before closing time. So yeah, I ended up leaving. But yeah, it basically took me like the entire process from the time when I registered the business or started the registration process up until I actually managed to furnish my details with SARS. Probably took me like 2 weeks at most. From the time that I started the registration process up until when I received my registration certificate was a week. And it really wasn't that much of an effort. You know, we are in a privileged time now, so where you can basically do anything from your computer. So you don't have to necessarily go into the office or anything like that. And yeah, it really doesn't have to be such a tedious process, guys. It's not difficult or anything like that to do. If you've always wanted to, have an actual business of your own to get registered and so forth, I highly suggest you do it. And you don't have to pay 2,000 rand for it. You don't have to pay 1,000 rand for it even. The entire registration process will cost you less than 250 rand guaranteed. Except obviously if you have to add in, internet costs and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really not that difficult of a process. This is basically the entire process. If you guys do have any questions though relating to this, you can feel free to drop me a message. By the way, this is the process that I went through to register a private company. I don't know if the process is different for registering a CC, but I understand that apparently to register a CC is a bit more of a tedious process. Most people are registering as private companies now because I think that to safeguard yourself, it is actually better in comparison to registering a CC. But yeah, one way or another, it's still a business, still a register. That's all that basically matters. It opens up a lot of doors for you. If you're someone like me and you want to, subcontract from City of Cape Town, whichever municipalities, government, etc., it's needed, and it helps you a lot. It opens many doors for you. Even if you want to subcontract from a company that won a tender, maybe most of those companies are not as lenient, where they just allow you to walk into the door. They will ask you for a registration certificate, and that will then allow you entrance to come and work for them. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Thank you so much. Please remember to like and subscribe, and to share this to whoever you think will actually need the advice. If you guys have any questions, there is a email address in the about section of the channel. You're welcome to drop me an email to ask any questions. Again, I don't know every single thing, but I will really do my best to help you guys as far as I possibly can with the limited knowledge that I have as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all you guys.